Hi everyone, welcome to A Taste of Neuroscience. As you may or may not know, the brain is one of the most complicated and complex organs in the world and in your body, and today we're going to be talking about a very specific part of it, which is your sense of taste. Now I want you to consider your favorite food, what you like about it, what tastes good about it, the different components of flavor, and today we're going to be talking about how your brain actually processes that. We are going to talk about your 5 basic tastes, the concept of spiciness, where it happens in your own brain, how your sense of smell interacts with your taste and the way that food tastes, and foods that are healthy for your brain and promote brain health. This is going to be the basics of our video. Alright, so taste was most likely developed to find and assess quality of food when we were, evolving. So there are 5 basic tastes: salty, sweet, bitter, sour, and umami. Now I gave some basic examples of what these foods might be. So we have Mr. Salt, we have sweet cupcake, we have bitter coffee, sour lemons, and umami is the final flavor. And this comes from it's a savory existence in your foods, and it can be because of the existence of proteins, and it's from Japanese, and it's a very complex flavor, but it's kind of found in meats or cheese and sometimes other foods like that. But basically, these are all because these all have molecular compounds that interact with your taste buds, and these are called tastins, and these are what signals to your brain the different kinds of taste in your body's different reactions to these tastes. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I was thinking, where's spiciness? Spicy foods are one of my personal favorites, but spice is actually not a taste. Spiciness is actually just a reaction that your body has to the active sensory neurons. These are called polymodal nociceptors, and they're receptors that are activated by physical heat. So, have you ever eaten a really spicy food and you say, my mouth is on fire? Well, actually, your brain might think that your mouth is actually on fire. Heat receptors lead your body to think it is contacting a really hot source. Your heart might start beating faster, you might start to sweat. These are all responses that your body might react to a threat with. Spicy foods are not all spicy in the same ways, though. Capsaicin and piperine are large, heavy molecules that stay in your mouth, like in a chili pepper. But isothiocyanates are smaller molecules from like wasabi or mustard, and they can float up into your nostrils, but they're less heavy. Next is the pathway of taste. So if you stick out your tongue and look in the mirror, you might see all these little tiny bumps on your tongue. And despite common belief, those are not your taste buds. Those are actually called papillae. Papillae can contain up to 100 different taste buds each, but they are not the taste buds themselves. Each of the taste buds contains supportive and sensory cells, and they extend microvilli through the pores that interact with different tastins, which are the tastes that we talked about earlier, and then translate the information through your cranial nerves and into your brain and your gustatory cortex, which can then differentiate between the flavors based off of the different molecules that are in the different ions that are traveling through the pores. Now, but that's not all. It's not simply your sense of taste that is responsible for your interpretation of food. There are also things called odorants, which are like the similar tiny molecules that go into your taste buds, but they actually float up into your nose when you smell your food. So, you know how your mom always, when she's giving you some gross, yucky medicine and you're supposed to take it. Well, if you pinch your nose, you're preventing some of these odorants from entering that pathway and thus tricking your brain into interpreting less of the taste. And this is interpreted through your sense of olfaction and your olfactory cortex, which is also in your brain. Finally, these are some foods that will feed your brain. Foods like avocado and salmon are high in omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids are what are responsible for coating your cells. They're the membranes of your cells, especially in your brain. So fatty foods are actually good for you. Well, these good fats, which are called monounsaturated fats. Food also releases a lot of emotions. When you eat a food that you're really enjoying, it releases a neurotransmitter called dopamine, which just tells your brain to eat more. So you know that you have to eat what makes you happy, but also eat what's healthy for your brain. Thank you so much. These are different links of the resources that I used, and that was a taste of neuroscience.